Let's get into the charts. Let's get into the video here. Quick shout out, guys, to Prime XBT, the sponsors of these streams. So thank you so much to the Prime team for continuing to support me through this bear market, through all the bullshit that's going on. They've stuck by me. They continue to support me, which directly is a benefit to you guys because I am posting these videos for free and doing all that kind of stuff because of the sponsorship money I am getting from Prime. I do get a kickback, and it's based on you guys signing up to my link, using my discount code, depositing some money, and actually trading there. So if you want to know how to support me, that's the best way to do it. Sign up with the link in the description, throw some money on there. Make sure you put in code MAIN50 first, and then start trading. Start following along with some of the trades I take. You can trade indices, you can trade gold and silver on there. So if you're ever wondering how you can follow some of the gold trades and stuff that I post, that's going to be the way to do it. Shout out to the Prime XBT team. All of that information in the description of the video. So daily bias for me on Bitcoin is bullish, and I will explain why. So what we have here is the huge move up. This is our market structure level of this down leg, right? So this down leg, this is here. We've now broken through it, right? So we have made a market structure shift on the daily time frame bullishly, the weekly as well, right? You have a weekly market structure shift. You have a low, a high, lower low, lower high, another lower high, another lower low, market structure shift. That alone is enough to kind of give you the inkling that we should be bullish here and still biased towards longs, in my opinion. Now, you guys know I shorted this move, right? We shorted this on the challenge account, shorted this personally as well. This was our standard setup, you know, with the SFP, low time frame entry technique. Shorted this, great. We've now run these lows, which I've been talking about for ages. I was like, I don't think we go higher until we run these lows. To me, this was just very clear engineering of liquidity. They were pushing it higher. It was losing momentum, and they were building up these just slightly higher lows. Might look like a rising wedge to you, which is a bearish pattern. That's exactly what it is. It's engineering liquidity on the bottom, runs the top side, and then breaks down, right? Ran the top, breaks down, sells off. We had a reason to be cautious here, expecting a pullback. We also have this new daily range here effectively. So we have our daily range here, this low to this high. We're in the upper part of that range. We had liquidity built up here right above the mid range, sold off, ran all those lows, and now where are we? We're now within a daily bullish order block. That's right here. That's this gray shaded box. We're in the lower half of the daily range. We're in a discount. Where do we want to look for longs? At a discount. Where do you want to look for shorts? At a premium, right? If you want to sell something, you want to sell it at a premium. If you want to buy something, you want to buy it at a discount. So relative to this price leg, right, from here to here, if I want to be longing, I want to long in the lower part of this leg, right? Or if I'm shorting, I want to be shorting in the upper quadrant of this leg. Discount, premium, okay? So we're into this daily order block here. We've put in a daily SFP here today on Monday. So if I pull out my Spaceman levels, you're gonna see there's Monday's low and Monday's high right there. We're in the discount of this range, and we have a weekly bullish fair value gap here that we are inside. Now, what I don't love is that, you know, we've had this close through the 50% of this fair value gap. That's not ideal, but I'm still interested in being long biased here based on just how the daily looks, right? So we took out last week's low. That's here. Took out last week's low with a nice looking candle here on the daily into support. Go down to the 12-hour. There's your 12-hour SFP, right? So what would be confirmation here on the 12-hour? I likely would want to see us break above here, right? That's what I'd kind of want to see on the 12-hour. But looking at the daily still, where am I thinking we go from here? We have this gap here above price, and then we have this bearish order block here. So that would be the internal range, inside this range liquidity that I would be targeting on this move, is a move up into these areas here to take profit. And if you zoom in, the H4 gap is really nice here. So you have that swing high right below it there. So my TP is actually at 22,500, and it's basically this H4 bearish order block, fair value gap, ran the low, move to here. That's the entire premise of my long. So that's it, right? That's it for my Bitcoin long. And I'll show you the Ethereum long that I'm in. It's the exact same. High time frame sweep into our demand. Daily bias is bullish. Can we go lower? Absolutely. Like I said, we have Monday's range here. If we do this going into CPI, if we trade like this in CPI and then reclaim this low, guess what? I'm hammering along, targeting up there, stop there. So if this is what happens in CPI, if we run Monday's low and make another lower low, another SFP, right? I will hammer along if we get back inside. Otherwise, I think probably best to just wait and see what price does and then get on board. I don't even know when the last CPI is, but I'm pretty sure there was like a whipsaw and then the actual move happened. It was obvious once the CPI kind of price action ended, what direction we were going to go. So looking at the hourly here, you guys should see my entry and my setup right here. Why did I get long? Where did my stop go? This is all stuff you guys should know by now if you've been watching my videos for some time. But this is your standard setup. Again, I could go down to the low time frame and get involved here on some low time frame fractal of the same entry pattern. And the reason I would have an expectation of being right and why I would feel good about taking that trade is because my high time frame bias is bullish. Keep in mind, this is a daily order block and it's big. This goes down to 20,385. We can absolutely trade lower before going higher. But just like I talked about with that Ethereum trade that I ended up getting stopped out on, the setup, you've got to take it. Like you have to take it. That's just the way it is. So when you are working on your system and you're trying to figure out what trades to take, or first of all, when you're figuring out your system, this obviously takes time. But when you get your system and you know what you're doing, you know what you're looking for, right? So I know exactly what I'm looking for every time I get in the charts. I have my checkbox of things that I look for that define a good setup. If those boxes are ticked, I have to pull the trigger. The reason being is your setup requires you to do things the same way over and over and over and over again. That's why it's called a system. It is systematic. If I take 1,000 trades, but the first 500 trades I trade differently than the second 500 trades, that is a useless data set. But if I'm doing the same thing every time for those 1,000 trades, that data that I glean from that data set is actually useful and relevant. And if I say, hey, over 1,000 trades, taking every single instance of this setup, I got 45% of them right, 55% wrong, but a 2R expectancy on each one, that is a profitable system, right? So you have to realize sometimes the boxes get ticked, you take the trade and it doesn't work. You are not going to be right 100% of the time. You're not even going to be close to right 100% of the time. I have periods where I'm get 5, 6, 7, 8 trades in a row right. And then I have periods where I get multiple wrong in a row. But I made a post about this in the Telegram. The difference is the winners outweigh the losers, not in quantity, but in the size, right? Because of that asymmetric reward to risk, risking $1 to make $2, you only have to be right 33% of the time to make money, right? Because those 3 out of 10 trades, right? Those 3 wins times 2 give you 6. Those 6 losses, right? 3.333 and 6.666. So out of 100, 33 wins pays you $66 and your losses were 66. So if you won 33 trades and you lost 66 out of 100, I know it doesn't quite add up to 100, but you do the decimals, it does. That's all you need with a 2-to-1 risk reward. Now, if you're aiming for 3-to-1, 4-to-1, even less, you have to be right even less. And that's why I don't generally take 1R setups and stuff like that, because then I got to be hitting 50%. I might hit 50% of my trades. I've been doing this a long time. Most of you will not get 50% of your trades right, at least initially. So give yourself that wiggle room to take losses and keep firing by making sure that the losses are smaller than the winners. Let's talk about Ethereum. So Ethereum, if you guys know, I took the long here, right? Based on this setup, right? The run of the low, we had another run of the low, market structure break, but we were never able to clear this 12-hour high. We actually ended up SFPing that 12-hour high. So we SFP'd that 12-hour high. As soon as that candle closed, I should have exited, but instead I ended up exiting for a half an R loss. I took that long. Why? It ticked all my boxes. We had the high time frame gap here. We had the run of this old weekly low here. So we ran this old weekly low, SFP'd it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a long based on that kind of parameters. It went in my favor. briefly, and then I got stopped out. I have no issue with that stop out. I ended up closing early, like I said, but sometimes you're just wrong. And price wanted to go lower. There was a bit of a divergence, right, in Bitcoin versus Ethereum in that, you know, Ethereum had run some lows and Bitcoin hadn't yet. So now Bitcoin is into its daily order block as well. So I took a long on Ethereum based on the exact same premise effectively, right? So we have this 12-hour fair value gap here. We now have these lows here, right, that have been run. It's not an SFP, but it doesn't matter. The lows have been run, okay? If you go to a high enough time frame, it will be an SFP on one of them. There you go. It's a daily SFP, right? But on the 12-hour, it looks like it closed below. I talk about this. The SFP on one time frame might not be an SFP on another time frame. The idea here is that we ran the lows here. We have a daily SFP. Where's your H1 setup? You guys know exactly what to look for in the high time frame. Bullish PD array setup forms right here. You have an H1 SFP to go along with it. Bang it. My entry is 1488. So I entered in like right here on this low pullback. Saw it start pushing away. I aped in. My target is going to be Monday's high here. Similar to Bitcoin on Ethereum, we've made a clear bullish push from this range here. So we have this, you know, new leg in price. And from here to here, let's say is our range, we're at the bottom. Right? So I want to be looking for reasons to potentially get long here. Similar to Bitcoin, fill in some of this gap here would be nice. Daily bearish order block here. 12-hour gap refined a little bit. H4 gap refined even more. And I really like this because now it's right in line with the mid-range there. So that would be kind of your setup on Ethereum. Stop is below Monday's low. Target 1 is these relatively equal highs here and Monday's high. So this would be probably target 1. And this would be target 2. And then maybe we do this. I don't know. Or if we get above here, then maybe we're going to 2K. Not interested in trying to determine what happens. I just want to try and get on board with the next move. That's all I care about. So setup's pretty straightforward. Again, I don't know if I'm going to hold this going into CPI because just like on Bitcoin here, this could very well run Monday's low and then go up. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to be awake for a few more hours yet, so I'll probably monitor it and then decide. But if there wasn't CPI tomorrow, I would be totally fine, comfy, just leaving my stop there, going to sleep, sleeping right through CPI. The New York Open wouldn't matter. Stops in, entries in, targets in, let it ride. See what happens. Jerome Powell, if you're listening, there's my stop, bro. Come and get me, motherfucker. Come and get me. What are you gonna fucking do? So I apologize for the mess in the background. I will be cleaning that up. Depends in the morning if I taken a shit or not. Oh, that is... that's that good shit right there. Spicy. My girlfriend likes it. Check this out. So if I go like this, now the camera should track my face, which is kind of cool, right? I like how it fucking follows me when I get real close to the mic. Maine, did you move to the US? No, I'm still Canadian. How can a stable coin be a security with the expectations of profit? I don't know. You just say I have a sharp jaw. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Your face got leaner. Thank you. I'm trying to lose weight, so that's a good thing. What is your diet like? Mostly the blood of infants, adrenochrome from newborn babies. Are you asking me? Is it true that you're banned from crypto boxing because your neck is too thick? Let's just go with that. Hold on. Look at this. Do the thing. Trust me. Is going to be cool. Is it this? Here we go. Wow. See that? Zooming in. Now I don't know how to zoom out. Why not trade with other people's money if you can? Other people's money is the best kind of money. It's like... I look like a psycho here. What percent did you lose in FTX? None of your business. What a weird fucking question. This goes back to what I was saying at the start of the video, man. Everyone's worried about everyone else's money. You should be worried about your own money. How many inches is your PP? The Hebrew Hammer is its nickname. So you do the math.